There is a tree growing across Africa and Asia that contains more protein than eggs, more calcium than milk, more iron than spinach, more potassium than bananas, and more vitamin A than carrots, all from one plant. The global supplement industry generates $177 billion every year selling you isolated nutrients. One tree in your backyard could replace your entire medicine cabinet. Welcome back to Secrets Beneath Nature. Have you ever spotted this feathery-leafed tree growing wild in your area? Drop a comment below and subscribe. Walk into any village in southern India today. You will see a tall, slender tree with delicate feathery leaves growing beside nearly every home. Families harvest these leaves the way Americans pick tomatoes from backyard gardens. This is moringa. In the ancient Sanskrit texts, physicians called it shigru. The Karaka Samhita, written over 3,000 years ago, documented 300 different medicinal applications for this single plant. Indian grandmothers have passed down moringa recipes for 150 generations. Fly 8,000 miles east to the Philippine Islands. Visit any hospital maternity ward in Manila or Cebu. Nurses there recommend a specific plant to new mothers struggling with milk production. They call it malunggay. Walk through morning markets in Quezon City and you will find street vendors selling fresh malunggay leaves in neat bundles. The tree grows in nearly every backyard across rural provinces. Now travel 6,000 miles west to Senegal in West Africa. In the Wolof language, they call this same tree nebadaye. The word translates directly to never die. Senegalese farmers gave it this name because the tree survives droughts that kill every other crop. When the seasonal rains fail and the millet withers in cracked earth, moringa stands green. Its roots dig deep into the ground, searching for water that other plants cannot reach. Here is the number that should disturb every Western consumer. Over 1 billion people in the developing world consume moringa regularly. They add fresh leaves to pepper soups in Lagos, Nigeria. They grind the seeds for cooking oil in rural Pakistan. They brew the delicate white flowers into medicinal tea in northern Thailand. 5 continents, dozens of countries, thousands of years of documented use, yet the average American has never heard the word moringa. The problem begins with names. This single tree has more than 100 common names across languages and regions. English speakers call it the drumstick tree because the long seed pods look like wooden drumsticks. Others call it the horseradish tree because the roots taste sharp like horseradish. No unified Western name means no unified Western identity. Compare this to turmeric. One plant, one name. Today, it generates a supplement industry worth $1.5 billion in North America alone. Moringa never received this unification. It remained fragmented across languages. But here is what modern laboratory analysis finally measured. Researchers at universities in Chennai, Lagos, and Manila confirmed ancient wisdom. Dried moringa leaf contains 27% protein by weight. Eggs contain only 13%. The leaf provides 2,003 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. Milk provides only 125 milligrams. The iron content reaches 28.2 milligrams. Fresh spinach contains only 2.7 milligrams. Moringa leaves contain 1,324 milligrams of potassium. A banana provides only 358 milligrams. Count the full inventory. 92 distinct nutrients, 46 different antioxidants, 36 anti-inflammatory compounds, all 9 essential amino acids that human bodies cannot produce independently. Nutritional scientists call moringa the most nutrient-dense plant ever analyzed. Now consider the economics. The global dietary supplement market reached $177 billion in 2023. The industry depends on complexity to justify its prices. Consider what happens before a vitamin C supplement reaches your medicine cabinet. Farming operations plant orchards. Workers harvest fruit by hand. Refrigerated trucks transport the harvest to processing facilities. Industrial extraction facilities isolate the vitamin. Manufacturing plants press tablets. Retail distribution networks stock pharmacy shelves. Each step adds cost, and each cost adds profit margin. Moringa collapses this entire structure into one backyard. The tree grows in a container on an apartment balcony. The leaves dry on a mesh screen in a spare bedroom. The powder fills capsules on a kitchen table. The entire supply chain exists within one household. The complexity that justifies supplement prices simply vanishes when you grow the source yourself. Search the PubMed database today. Type fish oil supplement into the search bar. You will find over 15,000 published studies. Now type Moringa oleifera. You will find fewer than 2,000 results. This disparity does not reflect relative value. It reflects relative funding. Pharmaceutical companies fund research that supports patentable products. Moringa is a tree. Anyone can grow it. No company can patent a plant that has existed for thousands of years. The funding flows toward products that generate return on investment. The existing research tells a remarkable story. In 2010, researcher D.J. Kumari published findings in a peer-reviewed journal called The Bioscan. People with type 2 diabetes in southern India consumed moringa leaf powder daily for 90 days. Their fasting blood glucose levels dropped by 21%. Compare this to metformin, the most commonly prescribed diabetes medication. Metformin typically achieves 25 to 30% reduction. The tree approaches pharmaceutical efficacy without the prescription pad. In the year 2000, researcher S. Gassi documented 14% reduction in LDL cholesterol from moringa leaf extract. The active compound is beta-sitosterol, a plant sterol that competes with dietary cholesterol for absorption. This is the same mechanism that pharmaceutical cholesterol drugs use. A comprehensive review published in 2015 analyzed all available moringa studies. Researchers documented consistent anti-inflammatory effects. The compounds include quercetin, kaempferol, and chlorogenic acid. These molecules inhibit inflammatory pathways. This is the same pathway that ibuprofen and aspirin target. But moringa accomplishes this without the gastrointestinal bleeding risk that sends thousands to emergency rooms every year. Every benefit moringa provides threatens an existing revenue stream. Blood sugar control threatens diabetes drug sales. Cholesterol reduction threatens statin revenues. Anti-inflammatory effects threaten painkiller markets. Complete nutrition threatens multivitamin sales. The tree competes with dozens of industries simultaneously. This is not a conspiracy theory. Economic systems promote what economic systems can monetize. A self-propagating tree cannot be controlled at scale. Moringa seeds itself without permission. Birds eat the seeds and deposit them miles away. What cannot be controlled cannot be sold at premium prices. What cannot be sold cannot justify marketing budgets. The tree remains invisible through economic neglect. But you can break this pattern starting today. Moringa grows outdoors year-round in USD. Hardiness zones 9 through 11. This includes southern Florida, the Gulf Coast, southern Arizona, and southern California. In colder climates, moringa grows very well in containers. Bring the pot indoors when frost threatens. A sunny south-facing window sustains the tree through winter months. The tree tolerates poor soil but requires good drainage. Waterlogged roots kill moringa trees within days. Use soil mixed with perlite or coarse sand. When in doubt about watering, underwater rather than overwater. Moringa evolved in semi-arid climates where months pass between rains. Start from seeds. Soak seeds in room temperature water for 24 hours before planting. Plant soaked seeds 1 inch deep in moist soil. Germination occurs within 5 to 12 days. Under ideal conditions, moringa reaches 10 to 15 feet in the first year. Even container trees grow vigorously. A single mature tree produces 400 to 600 pounds of leaves annually. Harvesting begins 6 to 8 weeks after germination. Cut entire branches rather than picking individual leaves. The tree responds to pruning by producing more branches. Regular harvesting increases total leaf production. Strip leaves from cut stems immediately. Discard stems into compost. Spread freshly harvested leaves in a single layer on clean drying screens. Place screens in a shaded area with good airflow. Direct sunlight degrades vitamins. The drying area must stay below 50 degrees Celsius. In dry climates, leaves dry completely in 2 to 3 days. Test dryness by crushing leaves between your fingers. Properly dried leaves crumble immediately into powder. A standard kitchen blender works for small batches. A coffee grinder produces finer powder, ideal for capsules. Grind in short pulses to prevent motor overheating. Store finished powder in airtight containers away from light. Properly stored moringa powder maintains potency for 6 to 12 months. The capsule equipment costs less than $60 total. Purchase a manual capsule filling machine online for $20 to $40. Buy size 00 empty capsules in bulk. 500 capsules cost approximately $15. Load bottom halves into the filling tray. Spread moringa powder across the surface. Press the tray down so capsules push into the powder. Join tops to fill bottoms. One 30-minute session produces 50 to 100 finished capsules. Each capsule holds approximately 500 milligrams. Standard dosage ranges from 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams daily. This means 2 to 4 capsules with meals. One harvest from a mature tree provides enough material for over 2,000 capsules. Your annual cost after the first year drops to effectively zero. Compare this to commercial moringa capsules sold for $15 to $30 per bottle. Annual costs at 4 capsules daily reach between $180 and $360. Over 10 years, commercial capsules cost up to $3,600. Your homemade capsules, after the initial $60 investment, cost nothing beyond water and sunlight. The system governing nutritional information flow is not designed to optimize human health. It is designed to optimize profit extraction from human nutritional needs. When free alternatives threaten paid solutions, profit consistently wins. Marketing budgets flow toward patentable products. Research funding follows marketing priorities. No conspiracy required, just incentive structures operating as designed. But plants do not recognize profit motives. Moringa grows because growing is what moringa trees do. The tree operates on evolutionary timescales that make quarterly reports irrelevant. Your personal health agenda can align with the tree's biological agenda rather than the supplement industry's financial agenda. One tree produces 92 documented nutrients, 0 ongoing costs. Indian grandmothers sorting leaves on wooden tables have known this for 150 generations. Filipino nurses recommending malunggay to new mothers know this. Senegalese farmers planting nebeday beside their homes know this. 1 billion people across the developing world incorporate this knowledge into daily meals. The only people who remained uninformed were those of us living in wealthy nations, paying premium prices month after month for isolated nutrients that a single tree provides complete in every leaf. The information asymmetry served corporate interests perfectly. It ends when you plant your first seed. If this video changed how you think about supplementation, subscribe to Secrets Beneath Nature and watch the next video appearing on your screen.